Rather than scouring the streets of Los Angeles in hopes of running into the longtime stud, John Travolta, from Greece, wouldn't it be easier to join the Church of Scientology? Scientology attracts wealthy, high profile public figures who struggle with self sabotage. Many popular celebrities like Tom Cruise, Ann Archer, and Catherine Bell are striving to rehabilitate their spirits that have been bruised or buried somewhere along their careers. Apart from the luxurious suites, accommodating services offered, and the opportunities to be in a confined space with some of the world's most famous individuals, Scientology has a stamp of secrecy in all auditing sessions. This means that the contents during confessions are guarded, creating a safe space for one to relay their problems and oddities that they want to be fixed. Now we're going to turn to Tom Cruise, a true and loyal believer of Scientology.
Just went, this is it. This is exactly it. Being a Scientologist, when you drive past an accident, it's not like anyone else. As you drive past, you know you have to do something about it because you know you're the only one that can really help. But that's what drives me, is that I know that we have an opportunity and to really help.
Scientology was developed by author L. Ron Hubbard, who published over 235 fiction pieces throughout his lifetime. Because of his fascination with science fiction, you can see how people may be skeptical of believing the religious texts he wrote and preached. Hubbard served in the army, but was eventually removed from his post because his superiors found him to be incapable of command. However, the church believes his injuries and near death experiences during combat attributed to his ability to see the truth of things, creating the foundation for their beliefs. In 1950, he published his book, Dianetics, The Modern Science of Health. Dianetics, or auditing, helps patients recall and clear past traumas. Similar to Freud, Hubbard wants to use the spiritual examination to delve into a person's unconscious thoughts and purge them of their painful experiences. The first church of Scientology opened in 1954 in Los Angeles. A second church was soon formed in Auckland, New Zealand. Currently, there are 11,000 churches across 180 foreign nations.
Like Freud, Hubbard devoted much of his time to hypnosis and studying the unconscious. L. Ron Hubbard came to the understanding that the mind is made up of two parts, the analytical and the reactive. The mind is the center of communication and the control system between the thetan, spirit, and our environment. It is composed of mental image pictures storing past experiences, including our repressed trauma. Dianetics was born to eliminate engrams, or mental stimulants, in the unconscious that cause us to be self-destructive. Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health, a book by L. Ron Hubbard, was heavily influenced by Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis. This book is the bedrock for Dianetic discoveries and includes the primary laws describing how and why auditing works. L. Ron Hubbard has been known to cure individuals suffering from stuttering, schizophrenia, mania, depression, and asthma. After the passing of L. Ron Hubbard, David Miscavige became the leader of Scientology as well as the chairman of the board. L. Ron and David had a long-lasting relationship that stemmed from a deep love for Scientology after life-altering experiences. Having had an extensive history of asthma attacks, 9-year-old David was astonished when his asthma subsided after an auditing session. His experience motivated him to help radically change the world through the healing of the body and the harnessing of the mind. While Scientology doesn't have a sacred text similar to the Bible or Quran, it is built upon the many writings of its founder, L. Ron Hubbard. The main script is L. Ron's book, published in 1950, Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. Hubbard's books advanced his ideas on the scientific journey towards spiritual reality and truth and became the basic text for the members of the church. The sacred symbol is an S imposed over two triangles. The S stands for Scientology, and each triangle mirrors important fundamentals that are preached. The points of the upper triangle represent knowledge, responsibility, and control, and the points of the lower triangle represent affinity, reality, and communication. The Scientology cross consists of the 8 pointed arms that represent the 8 dynamics of life. It symbolizes the ability to live happily across these 8 parts: self, creativity, group survival, species, life forms, physical universe, spiritual dynamic, and infinity. Some important dates are L. Ron's birthday, March 18th, and New Year's, which celebrates a new year, a new future. As a religion, Scientologists believe that the soul, the thetan, is immortal and that our lives are not confined to the single lifetime. One doesn't have a thetan, but rather is a thetan. Scientology addresses the spirit, not the mind or body, and believes that man is far more important than a product of his environment. They believe in a godlike figure called the Supreme Being that members discover on their own individual journeys throughout this religion. The 8 dynamics are what drive Scientologists forward and are compartmentalized to help increase understanding of life. Once you are clear or cleansed of your trauma, you are able to advance towards more meaningful positions. When one reaches the operating Thetan level, they are granted the ability to control the world around them, including energy and matter. However, it costs money to progress throughout the levels of OT. The cheapest level is approximately $2,750, assuming you are free of all negative feelings. The price better be worth it.
If you've ever felt there was something holding you back in life, ruining your plans and stopping you from being who you want to be, you were right. With Dianetics, you can learn to control your reactive mind, freeing you to live an extraordinary life and be your true self.